Welcome to another podcast in the behavioral sciences and dog training. This is Vinny and I am David, talking about how these cattle dogs and these herding dogs, ranch dogs, working dogs are out there constantly working 75 miles a day, zigzagging all over, going after 80-pound animals. Now, what I see is usually 1 to 2 of these dogs come to me per month for biting and nipping people. Sometimes it gets severe. It's usually a lot of limb bites because they're made to go for legs, ankles, hands, limbs on animals. So what we're doing as humans is we're bringing them into our lives, not giving them an intense job. They love to run like the wind, as we say, and bite, nip, and be sassy all day long and provoke and tease the livestock and put them back in a circle and chase them all back to the barn. They live for it. So what we see is humans don't bring them out into that type of an environment, and the dogs are now nipping and biting the human. They love to have quick speed, show off their speed. They're very, very aggressive if they're not trained. That's why I see 1 to 2 of them a month. So this particular case, another one came to me, and it's usually the same old story. You're our last hope. We're going to put the dog down. And I always tell them, don't do that. I guarantee you I'll fix the dog up. So they came to me. They drove 4 hours to just see me. Now, they tried to find some other dog trainers in their area. The last one actually put a sleeve on and went up to the crate and provoked it with the arm with a sleeve to see if the dog was aggressive. Now, of course, if that dog was already adopted, the person came into a new home, bring the dog in the new home, a trainer shows up, puts a sleeve on, and bashes up against the cage to see if they'll do something. Of course, they're most likely going to be nervous out of fear and bite. Now, also, I see it with animal services. Unfortunately, animal services does the same foolish mistake. They'll come out and wave their hands like crazy, and they'll come after the dog and test it with a stick and see if the dog shows any aggression, and they'll say, okay, euthanize, because it's no good. Absolutely ridiculous, but a lot of these people worked at, a drugstore, a Walmart. I'm telling you, you'd be surprised at how unqualified a lot of people are that work with the animal services. And I say this with great confidence because I've done it for years. Now, this particular case, this dog did bite the mother quite a few times, nipping at other people. This particular dog, Border Collie, did bite the mother several times and did get aggressive with some newcomers coming over. Didn't play well with their own dogs, would fight with their own dogs. And they really were just considering putting the dog down. And they said, no, we don't have the heart to do that. They spoke to me a few times, tried a few local trainers up in the area. They lived 4 hours away, as I said. And now they're ready to come all the way down and see me. So I took the dog in, worked with the dog. As you can see, I had it trained a lot with Vinny because it really helps if they have a mature, older dog. This dog's right around that 1.5 to 2 years where they're kind of getting that experimental pushiness to them as a young adult, the know-it-all. Those of you who have raised kids, we know this. And what we had to do is really get that dog desensitized to stop trying to fight and protect its personal space. They're known for it. The breed's known for it. So, of course, they're on a ranch. This is my home, my space. Scare off all the other beasts and keep the beasts that you're supposed to in a corral or out in a pasture in a circle. So I worked with this dog quite a few times, took it to parks, exposed it to ducks, exposed it to a lot of animals, a lot of dogs, kids on scooters, anything moving quickly, a herding breed. That's why we use these herding breeds for police work, because they like to chase and bite. Shepherd, one of them. Giant Schnauzer, like my other girl. What you have to do with these dogs is you have to be very firm. I'm tired of people treating these dogs like they're pugs or an English lab, or just a sweet golden retriever to throw a frisbee. Working breeds need to be trained like you're a cowboy on a ranch. You got to be firm. You can't screw around. Animals get injured or killed, so do the people, when you're dealing with 800+ pound animals. You have to be very strong and strict to the rules. We're on a horse or on a quad runner, and we're going across in the prairie, and we're telling the animals, the buffalo or whatever we're doing, got yak. You've got to be on top of things. You can get hit. It's no fun. Dog can get hit. That kind of intensive mind needs somebody who's going to be strict. It is not meant, I say it every show, for the flowery person who wants to just hang out and watch TV. So what I want you to understand is, most important is, when you're training these breeds, please realize that you can look at the equipment that I'm using with this dog. Why the chain leash up front on its neck? No, it's not going to kill its trachea. We test the trachea. We can vibrate the leash a few times, move it around. The dog's not coughing, going in a compulsive gag. We know they don't have a bad trachea. No, it's not going to cause a trachea problem if it's not up real high, like you've heard so many times. It doesn't need to be. It's a joke. And you want to make sure that the dog is, most of all, losing its balance. That's why I have two leashes. I have one on a harness, one on the dog's neck, to pivot the dog and maneuver the dog so that the dog feels vulnerable with me. This is a way of not creating so much intense training on pulling, more in speed and shifting of weight. So this is one of my logical techniques that I've developed over the years. And I can tell you that the dog is now doing so well. So I wanted to share with all of you what happened over time, because it's always the test of time. What happens a week and 2 weeks out? I mean, does the client call you up and go, David, he's returned to his old habits? And maybe these people are just, they got partial dementia, they can't focus, they're too old to own the dog. I mean, I've got a lot of scenarios that people that own these type of border collies, they're known to be a pain in your butt to train if you don't really know what you're doing. So I'm going to read to you what they sent me. Okay, so this is what they sent me coming off my phone. Thank you so much. Blue is completely a different dog. He is so well behaved. He is even doing great with our other dogs, whom he liked to fight with before. Okay. My hubby took him to work with him. He is building a dog park, and he said he is in awe of how well he listens now. Thank you much. And she said, our son schooled us on all the command words, what not to say. Okay, so you got to make sure everybody's consistent. Next part, she says, we are so excited that we came to you. You are a miracle worker. Thank you. The 2-week training was worth every dime spent. And to think the other trainer told us he was beyond repair and to put him down, shame on him. True, shame on him. Many dog trainers took multiple choice exams. There's behavioral exams out there. There's CBT exams. A lot of these people that develop this curriculum, I personally don't agree with them. So I don't bother to associate myself with them. I had the right to do that as an American, but we know how everybody gets competitive and tries to say that the other people are cruel and do anything they can, smear campaigns. Media, I don't get into it. I could care less. I'm still standing here. And I will continue to be saving dogs for many years. And I can tell you that these dogs are beautiful, intelligent creatures, but they have to be understood, and you have to be tough. Train them like you're on a ranch and you're a cowboy, cowgirl. Do not get overly soft and babyish with them when they show teeth, when you get near their food, or you bring another dog by them and they're being territorial. Remember, it's their instinct, but just like hunting dogs, just like Vinny, he likes to hunt, doesn't mean I can't train him to be obedient and listen to me. Okay? Just like humans have instincts to stare out the window and never study, doesn't mean you can't train your kid to sit still and learn. So that's my show, and that's my advice. If you have border collies, send them to me. You can always direct message me. I'm on WhatsApp. You can send messages there. You can also send me email. You can go to my website. I've got my podcast available on Spotify, Rumble, YouTube. And I'm here to help. Let's save another dog. Let's prove those other dog trainers that take that multiple choice tests and say only positive experience and positive life. Save that for the pugs. Save that for the puppy classes, the easy cases. You want to get into the big boys club and have a working dog. Don't waste your time and wait till you get hit with litigation. And okay, call me. All right. Love you all. Goodbye, Vin.